Give me pleasure to introduce Lady Hanifa Mezoui, Senior Advisor of the High Representative for United Nations Alliance of Civilizations. Hanifa Mezoui, PhD, has enjoyed a distinguished career with the United Nations for the past 28 years, where she has been Chief of NGO Section of the Department of Economic and Social Affairs, DESA. Presently, she is Senior Advisor to the UN High Representative of the Alliance of Civilizations, His Excellency Nasser Abdelaziz and Nasser, in charge of the humanitarian affairs and civil society. Ms. Mezoui engaged the Alliance of Civilizations as a platform on which the international community can build greater understanding and communication to stem the tide of intolerance and misunderstanding. The initiative is indeed intended to offer a new perspective of hope and peace for security and development when the cultural diversity has been respected. Ms. Hanifa Mezoui holds a doctorate, PhD in French linguistics, an MA in French literature, an MA in applied linguistics, and an MA in business administration from the University of Aix in Provence, France, and is a recipient of numerous awards for her service in the field of women's rights and culture of peace. I welcome Ms. Hanifa Mezoui to speak.
Thank you very much. Since I'm the last speaker of this keynote panel, I will not mention all the mutual events that we have attended together, since they have been mentioned by my previous colleagues and speakers. And also, I'm sorry that she's not going to hear it, but I hope at the liaison office we will give a message to Mrs. Irina Bokova. She had really put on the table a teacher guide on the prevention of violent extremism that is just have been published in 2016. So thank you very much for this guide. Excellency, distinguished parliamentarian, dear participant, colleagues and friends, and also old friends, dear Gianni, it is a great pleasure for me to be able to participate to the high-level panel on the role of parliaments for building peaceful and inclusive societies and combating violent extremism, organized by the Permanent Mission of Italy and Kazakhstan to the United Nations, UNESCO, and the Inter-Parliamentarian Coalition for Global Ethics. And it's particular pleasure for me to deliver a message on behalf of His Excellency Nasser Abdelaziz Al Nasser, the High Representative of the United Nations Alliance of Civilization, who conveys his profound regrets on being unable to participate personally in your deliberation. This topic is highly relevant to the mandate of the UNAOC, taking into consideration our mission in addressing some of our contemporary most difficult challenges, such as radicalization, extreme violence, and terrorism. The Alliance strives to create a peaceful and social inclusive world by building mutual respect among different cultural and religious identities. The role of parliamentarians is essential, particularly in addressing the means to reduce cross-cultural tension as well as building bridges. I would also like to highlight that United Nations Alliance of Civilization stands by parliamentarians in their efforts to advance democratic governance and to counter extremism with programs and activities which target and involve young leaders in promoting peace, cultural diversity, tolerance, and democratic processes worldwide. We all know that the rise of extreme violence and racial intolerance are direct violations on the principle of liberty, democracy, respect for human rights and fundamental freedom, and the rule of law. Parliamentarians ensure that there is a voice addressing this scourge. There can be no inclusive societies if inequality remains. If there is inequality, there will be violence. Radicalism emerges when people feel unsafe or unequal in their society. The four pillars of the Alliance, youth, migration, education and media, are essential to addressing these inequalities. It is a platform for intercultural dialogue, understanding and cooperation. Here are a few of our projects: the Intercultural Innovation Award, the Fellowship Program, the Youth Solidarity Fund. You will find all the details of this program in our website. This panel today complements the 7th United Nations Alliance of Civilization Global Forum that took place in Baku, Azerbaijan from April 27 to 25-27. The forum was titled Living Together in Inclusive Societies, a Challenge and a Goal. The forum was used to discuss ways to create more inclusive societies and combat violent extremism. All stakeholders were invited, particularly religious leaders. It is crucial to call on the religious and faith leaders to work together to bring religious mediation to counter terrorism. Close cooperation is necessary to overcome these challenges. Promoting dialogue between different religious groups, civil societies, and government is an important tool for peace. Parliamentarians have also bring meaningful contribution to mediation as a conflict resolution tool. The Alliance believes in using mediation as a form of preventive diplomacy. The same tools and recommendations need to be used to implement these goals of a culture of peace. The culture of peace values are based on the principle of freedom, justice, democracy, tolerance, and respect for diversity. The parliaments have helped achieve these goals by promoting the culture of peace resolutions at the United Nations. These resolutions are promoted by engaging religious leaders and parliamentarians as well. If we want to live in a peaceful and inclusive society and combat violent extremism, essential human elements have to be secure, such as the end of poverty, hunger, education, and transnational situation for migrants. These essential elements were discussed during this week by the High-Level Policy Forum. The HLPF concluded yesterday its 20th sessions, all inspired by the new Sustainable Development Agenda and the Global Agreement on Climate Change, signed by the 193 member states. They agreed on 17 Sustainable Development Goals to transform our world. I believe that engaging all aspects of the international community and by creating strong action programs to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals, we will progress to peaceful and socially inclusive societies. Let's take ownership of this agenda and focus on its implementation. Restore hope and make sure that no one is left behind. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Hanifa Mezoui, for talking to us about the importance of equality as a prerequisite for fighting extremism and radicalism in this world, and it's important as well to create prosperity. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to end the session. Thank you all, this part of the event, first part, and thank you all, and thank all the speakers who played a major role in giving us ideas about the work in the country, And while there will be a video message by His Excellency Federico Mayor is being played, I would like to invite the next panel to come to the podium. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I would very much like to be here today with you in this high-level